Well, that's where we have the problem at. You know what I'm saying? And this is where real science was trying to explain when you have these. I didn't make up this scenario. Notice that. I want you to know that this is like Steinman's. These the real geniuses explained all of this stuff already. It's just a matter of was you trying to can you follow it? But I'm doing my best to let you be able to break it down into, something layman's terms. We can call that, you know what I'm saying? Attributes and principles. Principles and attributes is very important. A principle is a principle. You and I are the principle. The attribute is the between us. You know what I'm saying? That's the problem. We can't call an attribute a principle. So when you say outer space, you've now made an attribute into a principle. And that's the reason why it doesn't exist. You know what I'm saying? Besides that, let's talk more about magnetism. I don't know if y'all can see this right here. Maybe I don't know what's going to happen with the light, but this right here is some magnetic viewing film. And what we do with this here is we're able to see. I don't know what I got to do for y'all to get. I got a lot of light. Maybe I need to block some of the light for that. But look what's going on here. Do y'all see this line that this thing is making? So you got some of this. I'm trying to get some of that shade off of that. All right, you see that line right there? I'm moving back and forth. You see that line? Okay, cool. While you're looking at that line, I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna try to draw it out here so you can get a better understanding of what you was looking at. Oy. You was looking at a line that was lighting up, but around that line there was like a shaded area. It was dark. That part you probably couldn't really see. You know what I'm saying? I see awakening minds in my magic mirror. You know what I'm saying? I see golden mommy in my magic mirror. You know what I'm saying? All right. I see Pezzy. Shout out to you too. You know what I'm saying? Like boom. This is what we was looking at under the magnetic viewing film. You was looking at a shaded area. You was looking at a line of velocity of light going through that center. What that was doing was you was looking at the horizon line that you look outside. You was looking at the pressure mediation line between up and down, hot and cold. You're looking at the Goldilocks. You was looking at the sweet line when I was showing you that on that. And what you was really looking at, you were looking at what's called the inertia, the plane of inertia for magnetism. You was looking at the center line between your north and south polarities. You know what I'm saying? You was looking at the center of the hyperboloid. You're looking at the point zero. You were looking at unmanifested inertia. What the shaded area that you was looking at was this. That shaded area made a round area, and you was looking at the line viewing like that through the center. That's what you was looking at. That's how magnetism works. There's two poles. You're not getting rid of one from the other. There's two sides to this. And then anytime that you got two sides, there's a medium, there's a middle line. That middle line, when you're looking at on the ferrocells and stuff like that, they are green. Coincidence. Now, I don't have a ferrocell here. I had one. Wound up breaking. Maybe I wound up getting another one. You know what I'm saying? We get some, you know what I'm saying, some donations or who knows, whatever. I'll just go buy it myself because I already don't have time to be playing with all that stuff. When I want to get to it, I'm gonna get to it. But we do notice that the center line that of inertia on a ferrocell, it shows green. I don't know why it gives you that, but that lets you. That's where we live at, though. The Earth is green. You know what I'm saying? When you look at this Earth, that's the green line. And when you look at the horizon, and you know what I'm saying, you're looking at the pressure line in between space, which is in the air, space, and counter space. So if I drew it, so what are we calling a counter space? The counter space is the ground. The counter space is the water. The counter space is where there is no space. When you go down into the ground, there's no space. When you go into the air, where we live at, we are creatures in space. We live in space. Okay? And remember what space is. So that means there's a distance here. What space is? We live inside of this space of magnetism, because that magnetism is your ether. That magnetism has a barrier. It's like a dog with a tied to a chain. That line can only go but so far, and then he got a 360-degree area around that line. But that's what's going on. The center point is here. Okay, boom. Now, give y'all, you know what? I don't even know if I'm gonna do it on this one right here. Let me look and see what's going on. How we doing? I see we got some peoples in here. Oh shit. You know what I'm saying? We got the family in here. All right. Yo, like I said, fam, I'm gonna learn. Somebody's gonna show me how to get the panel going. And once we get the panel going, we're gonna be set, because then I'll be able to really talk with everybody, interact. We fuck around, have a few debates and shit talking. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna get too much of the shit show. I don't like to get too far with that, because when I do that, when it comes to this, it's gonna be somebody who can show and prove that type of StreamYard. Y'all gonna show me. I need you, bro. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know how we do. The H.O.T.C. This is for real. I know that I'm a quiet guy. I fuck, you know what I'm saying, with everybody, but y'all know what time it is. You already know. You already know. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I'm gonna try to always be that link and make sure that when I see the brothers getting a little crazy, I don't want to see the community going in the direction that it's been going these last few days or weeks. That's why I have to do this here. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to see that, because everybody that I know that's been doing this has been shooting from the heart. So when you shoot from the heart, you know what I'm saying, that means it's going to be all love. Now, I do understand that we all got our emotions and we all are magnets in our way. And when the magnets are in the right position, they will repel. But it needs to be in a certain position for it to repel. You remember that. But other than that, magnets is going to attract. If you take two magnets and you drop them together, they're not going to repel from each other. They're going to always attract. That's the problem that everybody's looking at for gravity. And then looking at, and we're telling you that gravity is magnetism, but you don't understand it's a magnet because you're looking for some time to repel, but magnets don't repel. It has to be in a special position for that polarity. Other than that, the shit will flip itself. It will make sure that they attract. You know what I'm saying? That's what nature wants to do. Nature wants to attract. You know what I'm saying? It really doesn't want to repel itself. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, where we at with that? Let me see. I know we jumping around. Let me look at my stuff. Like I said, that's why I was saying, shout out to Knowledge and all of the guys that are doing doing platforms, because for me to come up here and talk, you know what I'm saying, I don't even know what I wanted to talk about. I don't even know what to talk to everybody about. So, you know what I mean? I'm just trying my best here, like I said. So that's why shout out to those guys who actually sat around all day and thought about what they were going to do. They actually got some slides together. They got some, you know, they crop their pictures, maybe whatever videos. They put some time into that and thought into this. So I want you to know that I see what it is. Respects to y'all. You know what I'm saying? Boom, boom, boom. I don't know. I don't know what more to go into with this here. I don't want to do too much at one time. I'll be honest. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to get this together. You know what I'm saying? I think after this, I'll hit up Knowledge, everybody. We'll go in the back scenes. Y'all can all come to my to my hangout, you know what I'm saying, and we can go live in there, and until I get, and I need to get the knowledge that I need to get so I can make sure that the next one I open up is gonna have a panel. You know what I'm saying? Is the shadow counter space? Yes. No. A shadow counter space would be like your ground. Counter space is the opposite of space. So look at it like this. So let's say, what's the opposite of space? You got creatures that live in space. You got creatures that live in no space. So let's look at some of the examples so we can get a good understanding. A no space creature could be a fish, because a fish is in the water. There's no space in that. When we say space, we're talking about anything that air can go into. So we got no space in there. We got creatures in the ground like ants and stuff like that. They can live in the area of no space and be crunched up in there forever. You know what I'm saying? And those guys will be fine. The ground is a no space area. But when we talk about in the air, where we live at, we're a space creature. If you get in a closet too long or whatever it is, you might start going through some problems because you need space. You know what I'm saying? Shit, I don't think I'd be able to survive in jail, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? And that's why they gotta even give those guys so much time to get out into the open, because we're creatures of space. And once you lock them up and put them into a no space environment, you're really killing them. You're killing us by doing that. You know what I'm saying? So when you're looking at counter space, think of the ground, anything under your feet, because counter space is under your feet and space is above your head. You know what I'm saying? And everything in this same area is, remember, you're tethered to like a dog on a chain. So this little area that I showed you right here, where I says where the dog can run out and then the dog can make a circle. This is that same area, and this direction would be right here. That dog can run out, and that's the edge. We call this the hemisphere. What is a hemisphere? A hemisphere is half of a sphere. Now, if you're not sure what that is, you can always Google these definitions and find out what a hemisphere is. Hemisphere means half of a sphere. So you'll say, and when you go up into this area that they call this the atmosphere. Sphere is a keyword, sphere, sphere. Atmosphere, I like to say, is at most that you go, you reach the sphere. Obviously, that's why they made that word. I don't know. It just seems to fall out that way. Maybe, this area is space. This area will be counter space under your feet. You know what I'm saying? And there's a limit to all of these things. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, from this point of inertia, that dog's tethered on the chain, and the same that you're looking at, magnetism doesn't go forever. A magnet has a barrier around it. It can only go so far, the magnet. You understand that? You know what I'm saying? Boom, boom. Yes, 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 yes. So like I says, and because a magnet has a barrier and can only go so far, the Earth is a magnet and it has a barrier because a magnet only goes but so far. If you're not sure, you test these things out on your own. You can take a magnet and you can take another magnet, and you can see that when it starts to affect, and you'll know about what area that you'll know about how big of an area that this is making. You know what I'm saying? But when you start to get an effect, you know what I'm saying, then you'll see, boom, there's a magnet in here that's holding that. That's what that was. But you'll be able to see. You see how that moves? So there's this magnet is making a sphere around it. There's a ball that's going around this that you can't see, and that ball is moving. The ball is doing something like this. The energy is coming out that way. The energy is coming out that way, going back in. Your scarab beetle showing you how energy of magnetism is moving. Thermosphere, then amphisphere. Right. All of those things, you notice the key words are spheres. Sphere, 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 sphere. But all of those sphere areas, of course, is above your head. It's not below your feet. I don't know if I tell people all the time, do I really got to pull a level out and show everybody what a level is? I got my tool bag right here. I said, we use a level all the time. It's got a piece of water in it and let you know that if it's a tilt, the water will move. Okay? This is real simple here. I tell everybody, if there's a slight tilt, the water will move. You talking about water going on a curve on a ball, but we got a problem there. You know what I'm saying? It don't work that way. I'm sorry. You know what I mean? And I got even my own family, my own pops is gonna, some people they even was in the Navy and they still gonna tell you, no, it's round. I'm like, but you know how water works, man. Why are we saying that? Why are we only saying that because these guys, somebody showed us a picture and now all of a sudden it changed when my man D Marble, shout out to D Marble, when he made that video that day and showed the archive post from 1901, I believe it was, when they started making fun in the newspapers talking about the first person was teaching that about the globe Earth. And it was like, we already know it's flat. How dare this person try to teach our children? You know what I'm saying? And we look at the same joke that are in reverse from 1920. I mean, today from 1900. It's a total reverse because somebody made a picture and the stuff that they decided to teach. Nobody's putting no thought and stuff into it. And that's why you believe Einstein is a genius, because we only know what we've been taught. Do we put any thought into it? Are we going to do any study and research? You know what I'm saying? Or are we just going to keep being a consumer? Or are we just going to keep listening to what these guys are telling us? I got a respect for them old books. Y'all see this? This some basic electricity. This said basic electricity, right? But this book came from Navy training course, and this is an old book. This is a pretty old book. This was 1960. Okay, 1960 on this. So you'll see what's going on. And like I said, 1960. I don't know if I should even be doing with this here, but I'll show you right here. It's here, 1960. Where's it at right here? Y'all see that? We talked about the Earth's magnetism. Okay? The Earth's magnetism. It says the Earth's gravity. It says magnetism. The military, Navy. Okay? I'm not making this stuff up here. Yeah, let me read a little bit here. You know what I'm saying? Maybe we should see that. You know what I'm saying? I'll just jump into something. It's been stated the Earth is a huge magnet, and surrounding the Earth is the magnetic field produced by the Earth's magnetism. I mean, we know how a magnet works, right? That's why light doesn't travel, because light is the same as magnetism in reverse. When you look at a light, you look at the halo it made around the light, right? Because that halo was the field of magnetism, and that's why it doesn't go beyond that field. That's the halo that you're looking at. Okay? When you're looking at light and you're looking at the halo go around, that halo is letting you know the barrier. That's the ending. That's the spherical part of magnetism. And it does not travel, doesn't go any further. Just like a dog tied to a chain. The dog can only go but so far. It's called tethered. Tethered to the point of inertia. Okay? Now, at some points in time, I'm going to have to tell it to you without using the layman's term and give you the real word terminology like I just did. Tethered to the point of inertia is what we're talking about here. But that's why I'm going to keep talking about dog tied to a chain. Okay. These things have to be known because this is how we slow walk ourselves into learning all of the big stuff. So when these guys start talking quick and they try to run some shit past you, you know how magnetism works. So once you understand how magnetism works, all of these crazy stuff that they be coming up with, you know what I'm saying? That's why I throw that right out the window. I'd be like, nah, dude, that don't work that way. You know what I'm saying? When they started giving you the scare tactics about this 5G and all of this stuff, and I'm telling you, well, when you make a magnet stronger, you're making a smaller field. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, and I don't know what to tell people. They just keep watching TV and they like that fear propaganda. You know what I'm saying? I like to know what it's all about, and that's why I tell you I don't really think there's nothing to worry about. The field is going to be
But I should actually do a live about that and actually building about that and get more in depth with that. Because on my Screaming Tigers channel, it's actually got over like 1,100 views, and people are still watching it. I'm gaining views every day on that video, so I feel it's appropriate to do a follow up video on that too. I don't know, man. I'm just thinking of some ideas.
I feel you on that. What show you talking about you did?
Um, I can show you right now. Stan telling you, I'll show you. That's how I do it. Okay, this channel right here, Screaming Tigers Club. This is my other channel I use other than Knowledge Uprising and H.O.T.C Universal. We'll go to the video.
Again on that. What was the show you talking about? What was the science you talking about?
All of them. I wanted to code all kinds of signs and shit.
Nah, you said you had a show that did 1,100 and you was gonna do a follow up. I don't know what that's what I was trying to say. What was that?
Oh, that's what I'm talking about right here. Just want you to see it.
I can see it.
Yeah. That's that video right there. It's actually on the Screaming Tigers Club. It's called Buck Breaking and Sagging Pants.
That's what I'm saying. What is it about?
It's actually about how they would castrate the copper colored brother. During slave times, they would do homosexual things just to impose their authority towards the whole slave or the whole population of the slaves that was there at that plantation or camp or anything of that nature. The things they would do to us to humiliate us, to make them feel good, and just to show they had power over us by doing them things. Buck breaking. You should look it up, brother.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, because I feel that's what you're asking me, like what I'm talking about, right?
I've never really read or got into the stories, but I'm gonna get into it. I'm gonna dig deeper into it. I just ain't never.
Yeah, I'm actually working on another one, 1803. 1803 was a same year that Beethoven wrote. He wrote erotica. He wrote a song for Napoleon Bonaparte. I can't remember the exact song. It's erotica minor flat, something like that. It's a symphony.
I know what
Yeah. And it like it plays the whole battle or the rise of Napoleon. That little jingle right there, and that's amazing because back in the day when people listen to music, you know, a lot of people didn't sing, and I'm talking about way back. The music made you feel some type of way, like depending on how upbeat the music was, you would feel happy, sad, mad, or
Hey, what's going
to kill their ass a lot faster, bro? Are you fucking serious right now?
Understand it is going to operate with or without you. So if you
do you understand right now? Listen, do you understand that the more fucking people that think like you who continue to invest in shit like that is the only reason that shit is running, bro?
No, it's not. Even if I didn't invest, it would still be operating. It was operating before I even knew about it. So how does that? How does my
and you know how? Do you know exactly how they got all of these other people who were like minded to invest in that shit? Just
they
as
don't
you
need. Not everyone. Not every nursing home is a REIT. There's a small percentage. Most of them are ran by major corporations.
To fucking believe the bullshit that you saying so bad right now, bro. It don't even sound right, my man.
Listen,
why would
I told you, hold on. Listen. I just told you that you can invest in an apartment complex. How many apartment complexes?
I'm not even, but we're not on that, bro.
How many apartment complexes do you think are REITs?
I'm not worried about that. I am not worried about that.
Do you think normal people own apartment?
All I'm saying is we have to pay attention
apartment
to
complex.
fucking
Do you think somebody can own an apartment complex outright?
Hey, y'all, hold on, because it's turned into a shit show. Let's go to it.
Y'all was getting intense. We got a new sister in the panel. What's up, Queen Terroot? What's up? How you feeling?
Whatever, man. That shit whack, bro. I'm trying to get my fucking point across, and y'all on here.
No. You get your point across already.
Hey, I can't hold my laugh this long. I swear to God, I can't hold my laugh this long.
So you and Gary going at it.
No,
Gary. I was getting somewhere.
No, you bodied him. It was over.
Handle that pressure, bro.
But you bodied.
I get where Kiani's coming from because here's the deal, guys. She's saying where's your morals lie, and I understand that because
trying to get the truth.
Because you're investing in things that do hurt our fellow man, and I understand that.
I want the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, bro.
You ain't gonna get that from Gary, though. But you body Gary. Now we got new panelists.
Shit.
knowledge and
Well,
induce
yeah,
because
peace,
you
Queen.
body carry. Yeah, body bag 1-0.
We
1-0.
got young H.O. and Queen M that just joined on.
Hey,
Peace to
that's a
all, you
1-0
heard?
right there, man. Put that on your portfolio. But go ahead, Joe.
We got two sisters in the building. Queen M,
And,
tell me what up.
yay, I'm not alone anymore.
So
You there?
so it's kind of like it's kind of like that nigga on the street that's touchy feely with the females.